Welcome back to Profs Talk Art, where Davidson professors talk about works in our collection through the lens of their discipline. Today we have history professor Rose Stemlau to talk about Wendy Red Star's The Last Thanks.
I'm Rose Stemlau in the Departments of History and Gender and Sexuality Studies, and I am talking about this amazing print by Wendy Red Star. Wendy Red Star is from the Absaluka, or Crow First Nation, whose traditional homeland is located in Montana. And I am so grateful that Davidson has this piece, which I incorporate into my Indigenous women's class, in part because I think Wendy Red Star is a great example of the ways in which not just historians like myself, but artists can work in research and narrative. So for a lot of her work, she goes into the archives, some of the same ones I do, like the National Archives in DC, and does research on her people's history and experiences, and then brings those topics into works like this print, The Last Thanks. And so walking by this piece, which is now hanging in Chambers 1, it's bright, it's colorful, it looks very inviting, and there's something very childlike and appealing about it, in part because of the use of the inflato turkey and the crafts and the foods that many of us associate with childhood, like the bologna and cheese and the oatmeal pies. But she's actually telling a really sophisticated story about the violence of settler colonialism. And so in the foreground, we have these foods that are representative of the commodified foods that replaced traditional indigenous foodways. And in the background, we have these construction paper headdresses on skeletons that are supposed to evoke us into thinking about the ways in which Native population decline has been part of this larger national narrative that we often romanticize and sanitize in holidays like Thanksgiving. Her work, and particularly the larger body of it that's available on her webpage, is fascinating. I'm so grateful again that we have this piece. I encourage other faculty to use our college galleries, and anyone who likes this piece to take a look at Wendy Red Star's webpage and to see her other pieces.
What do you think of this work? We have over 4,000 works spanning 5 centuries in our collection. If you want to see more, you can view the collection around campus, online through the collection portal on our website, and by appointment at the Belk Visual Arts Center. We look forward to your visit.